do? How do we create sponsorship opportunities and scholarship opportunities in the industry? I cannot do it alone. We all have a role to play. The government, the airlines, private individuals who are passionate about giving back, and then corporate organizations. We all need to come together because obviously the government cannot do it alone. Little drops of water, they say, makes the mighty ocean. A little here and there, over time, sums up to a lot. Imagine if annually, let's say airlines, organizations, individuals decide to sponsor just one pilot, one aircraft maintenance engineer, one flight dispatcher, and many more carriers in the industry. So imagine how many professionals will be churned out annually. That would be a lot. Well, let me not say so much because we have aviation chiefs and professionals here present.
The aviation sector, especially in Nigeria, urgently requires a large pool of sound young professionals in all areas and departments, and producing these professionals requires a robust training and manpower development programs by both the public and the private sectors, and probably the mixture of the two as well. There is no shortcut to training and retraining of aviation personnel. We have to do it together to ensure success and growth of the industry. However, achieving the goal of sufficient skill and efficiently trained manpower demands a sustained synergy and partnership among critical stakeholders via scholarship and sponsorship from organizations and all well-meaning individuals, especially to young aviators, as it is very fundamental to the story of sustainable development of aviation sector. I therefore crave the intelligence of every critical stakeholders present, either private, public, or the mixture of the two, to support any initiative that will promote the sustainable development of the aviation industry, either through training and retraining, scholarship, sponsorship, investment, and more investment in the aviation infrastructure, etc.
So we're looking at ways that these student loans can be affordable, and the tenure, the term of duration can be made very, very easy for anyone to pay. So I'll just give us a little example. For a CPL or for a PPL will cost you 3.5 million at Nigeria College of Aviation Technology.
There's a gap in the manpower as we speak today. And if we don't try to close that gap, in the very near future, the industry will not, in fact, will experience what we call entropy. It has to be. Promotion of training is key in our industry. Training and training. And like it's always said, if you think training is expensive, you try an accident. We don't want an accident. So no one is going to say training is expensive. We're going to budget for training. And every organization is encouraged to budget for training. As a matter of fact, even though it's not mandatory, but the economic regulation, there are relevant clauses in the economic regulation that shows that if you are showing your performance, you should be able to also show how often you have trained the personnel, not just the technical personnel, but even the back-end personnel who are in other departments of the airline business. Because holistically, the airline only survives when all the various subunits or the business units of the airline business are exposed to training. And this training may be very expensive now.
There is need for more stakeholders or interested organizations that wish that the aviation industry gets newcomers. We have Mama J doing our own part from these aspects of bringing us all together and reminding us of the need to welcome new people through sponsorship. We have some airlines doing internal retraining, because airlines will continue to retrain their staff, but the airlines are not really welcoming graduates that they used to do before. They are not really, I think the economy affected that area. So as an aviation school, we also want to crave the indulgence of those other aviation training organizations present. If we can all come together and do our bits to welcome the people that have interest in aviation industry. The younger visitors that we have here today from the secondary school.
So sponsorship is not, oh, give us money, we want to train and develop these people. What is the need for me? I work hard for my money. So if you're asking me to give up a percentage of my money in this, what is there for me? So the act through the upper and lower houses is essentially to create a bill that supports tax havens or tax holidays for these companies. So if ideally you tax me 45% a year of my annual revenue after taxes and deductibles, is it possible for that to be lowered by a certain percentage, which encourages me to give this back to the society? That is on the one hand. That's collaboration. Also under collaboration is take for instance the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, for instance. A lot of the cars you see running all over the place are not paid for by Lagos State. There are companies who are established in Lagos, irrespective of what it is they produce. They all enjoy the security provided by the state. Security sounds expensive till you have a breach, then you understand that it isn't expensive at all. So it's the possibility of the Civil Aviation Authority encouraging growing a trust fund for aviation sponsorship, and this I think could be through the royalties generated from activities of airlines operating into the country, or because civil aviation not necessarily physically coming into the country, overflight. So there's a lot of money generated from these activities. Is it possible for the Civil Aviation Authority, through an act, of course, because they can't just create these things themselves, and I don't think the ICAO regulation also gives that latitude, so please correct.